Welcome to the Dear Lacrosse Pod. I'm your host, Angie Benson, and I have my guest, Leaners. Want to introduce yourself?
My name is Lena. I played at Kaiser for 4 years.
NAIA!
And I won a ring.
Let's talk about rings. But anyway, we are here in Lena's front yard in West Palm Beach because her boyfriend, Nick, where are you at? Nick is changing my oil. I always like keeping things in-house. So what's up, my guy? Big entrance. Say hi to the people in. Get in the frame. Say hi.
What's up, people?
What's up? If you're in South Florida and you need some car work done, or boat work, hit up my boy Nick. We keep everything in-house here in A&B Athletics. I as well give money to my friends that know how to do jobs like oil change, and then instead of going to like the Valvoline place and
get ripped off.
Like, I might as well just
Gladly take your money.
Yeah, my friends will gladly take my money. I'm a Red Bull fanatic. I love caffeine, endorphins, and dopamine
I'm a
all
coffee
day.
gal.
I've been on the coffee train.
But I agree with you in the Starbucks because I've been doing, if you're in South Florida, we have this thing called 7 Brew. And it is just blows Starbucks out of the freaking water.
7 Brew.
7 Brew.
Better than Dutch Bros? You never had Dutch Bros, have you?
I have not. I feel like when I've spoke to people about it, they say it's very similar. 7 Brew is better than Starbucks.
Anyway.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here. So, I'm a Red Bull girly, and I've been on the sugar-free flavored Red Bulls lately, and the limited edition winter, the iced vanilla berry. Let me give you a better description of what it tastes like.
It's really good.
It's like
I can't do energy drinks, but when I did have one that one tournament, it tasted like
a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some laxers. Laxers coming up. Ooh, is this homeboys over there?
Love it.
Is yours?
Yes, sir.
$25 for a lacrosse stick. Bring it back.
Also in-house, he strings.
He strings, so if you need
and
string.
And dyes heads.
And ooh, that's
he
legit.
does.
Yeah, that's Lena's roommate, Trevor. He plays for Kaiser as well. But yeah, keep it in-house. He does stick stringing, head dyes. You can put his info
He
underneath.
Coaches for True. Plays on
We love a good Monopoly.
Brazilian national team as well.
Oh, bet. Today's episode, I want to get into like some football because the big game was last night. And, big games were just yesterday in general, but the game I'm referring to, Chiefs!
Yeah.
Go Taylor Swift's boyfriend and boyfriend's best friend. I know you're not on that train.
I'm not. I hate him. I hate both of them. I hate his whole family.
Why?
Because they're so obnoxious. I liked them when they didn't win as much and, gloated about it.
So you just hate winners?
No, I don't hate winners. I hate sore winners.
Okay.
Because I will say last year, because Josh Allen's 0-4 against the Chiefs in playoffs, and when he lost last year, he went up to Patrick Mahomes and was like, great game, my guy, and then the only thing he had to say was, the refs, That was the one time that Josh Allen had won in a regular season game, and Patrick Mahomes couldn't even give him the time of day. He was like, the refs, really got us there. Take an L. It's going to be fine. You're probably going to win in the end of the day, so just...
But now we're in playoffs. Now it's playoff game, right?
Yeah.
And in order to be a champ,
Guess I'm an Eagles fan this week.
I'm still going to ride Patrick Mahomes. I'm not the biggest fan of the fam, the wife and the brother. Probably the most annoying football NFL family there is. But I am a fan of Patrick. I like his play. I like his work ethic. I like his lead. The Chiefs were lethal. They're a lethal team, man.
I hate to say it, but they are, and I can't. Makes me hate him more.
I know, but that's how Tom Brady and the Patriots, right? They just kept winning.
I think I hate Patrick Mahomes more than I ever hated Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Tom Brady got good when he got
old. This is coming from a Dolphins fan.
Oh, hardcore. Florida girls through and through. But Tom Brady's career progressed the longer he was in it, right? Where you have Patrick Mahomes, he's literally our age balling out.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think Brittany groomed him into the person that she wanted him to be. Sorry. That man is...
NFL lives right there.
Also...
He doesn't embarrass her, though. She embarrasses him. She embarrasses him, which is crazy for the NFL world.
And so does his
Jackson,
brother.
which is insane. But I will say how he handles the publicity behind it. Like, what, his brother just had that, like, sexual assault case against him. Like, the fact that Patrick's like, I'm not answering any questions. That's my family. I'm not going to answer all my family in the press.
Everyone's favorite 2 words is no comment.
No comment. No comment. So, like, I do respect how Patrick holds his family in the spotlight. He really does try to, like, shield and protect. Just, unfortunately, his family
sucks. They suck.
And then you got Kelsey.
Yeah, I like him a little more than I do.
We like Kelsey.
But that's only because of his girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend made him awesome.
And I'm not even a Swiftie like that.
I'm not Swifties like that. I can't even name, like, 3 songs that
I
way.
I definitely could name 3 songs, but
Old
it's
songs.
like, you would never catch me, like, spending $700 to go to the Eras tour.
No, but you'll never catch me, like, straight up karaoke, like,
no, and the
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, no.
But I do think she is a badass bitch. To the point where she's like, you know what? I just want to dabble in football today. Let me just make NFL billions of dollars. Let me just increase their revenue by just existing. Like, Simone Biles doesn't do that.
No.
And her man plays in the NFL.
Her man plays for the Green Bay Packers.
Her man's not that great, though. That could...
Well, yeah. That's unfortunate. You picked a bad one, girl.
No, she is the
breadwinner.
The breadwinner. But so is Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. And people get mad when they say, oh, Travis Kelce is just like, you know, Taylor Swift's boyfriend. It's like, well, yes, but he does have 2 rings. So it's like, you can't take that.
No, and I feel like his masculinity doesn't decrease just because she is the breadwinner. I feel like he still tries to, like, you know, show off and do his part.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I do like the power moves Taylor Swift has made in the NFL, bringing all this viewership, revenue, everything. Like, Chief Nation is an unmatched fan base now because you have the annoying Swifties with it.
Yeah.
They're never going to go away.
No.
And if they get married, that whole Chief Nation...
never be the same.
It will never be the same. But if they break up...
You're going to lose so many football fans that were never football
fans. But
which is fine. I mean, it's like they were never there in the first place.
Maybe, hopefully they don't break up.
But they are going to slander Travis Kelce into the dirt 6 feet under because he and her are not together.
But it wasn't even the NFL thing that I'm talking about that she had so much impact on. Like, she had impact on that whole Kelce family. Like, Jason Kelce and their New Heights podcast, like, skyrocketed in viewership.
How many times did they go to the Eras tour? How many times did he was passing out friendship bracelets to all the little girls in the crowd?
And now you got Kylie has her own podcast. Not saying that's like Taylor Swift, but definitely the publicity from Taylor Swift being in your family has definitely elevated
your whole family,
your opportunities of business.
Your bloodline just got 10% greater.
Whether T Swift is with you or not, like, you just hit jackpot. So don't mess it up, Kelsey. U.S. Lacrosse Magazine is on their Instagram, and they posted their preseason All-Americans. Granted, there are so many lists out there. You got, like, Inside Lacrosse selection list, you got IWLCA, you got U.S. Lacrosse, you got a whole bunch of lists to go through and which one's more credited than the other and how people pick what. I don't exactly know, and I can find those details if you would like me to. But I'm just going based off what I see on social media, and U.S. Lacrosse Magazine posted their preseason All-Americans, and I have two tiffs about this situation. One tiff is Emma Ward being named third team. And she just commented our post because we didn't see Syracuse in the Final Four. And, girl, I get you. Like, I was on the Syracuse train, but currently I am not. Y'all lost your goalie and your top commits. Like, I can't, like, put you guys in the Final Four for me. Somebody else might, but I can't. But I do want to give Emma Ward her flowers. I do think she's been dominant
In all of her years.
In all of her years at Syracuse.
I'm a huge fan of her.
I think she's a playmaker, and sometimes playmakers don't get the statistics that show their play. Preseason All-Americans right here.
Oh, okay.
All right, there's 0 Syracuse players in first team.
Wait, what?
Right? There's some Syracuse. Olivia from Syracuse is on second team.
Adamson?
Adamson, second team. And then you have third team. You have Emma Ward on here. I get that her school is not necessarily ranked as high as some of these other schools that have first team and second team, but Emma Ward, I don't think ever gets her flowers in the beginning of season. I personally think she gets shafted every single preseason, and then she shows up, balls out, and then we have to give her flowers because it's kind of undeniable. But she did call me out on Instagram because I didn't put Syracuse as high, and you can be mad at that, that's fine. But I will say I do support you, and I did record the episode before you even commented, giving you flowers, saying this exact same thing. So yeah, noted. I'll keep you posted. Make me eat my words.
Make your team eat their words.
Make your team... Yeah, that's it. I want to eat my words. If I'm wrong about Syracuse being in the Final Four, then make me be wrong. But if I'm right, well, you heard it here first in the Dear Lacrosse Pod. But another tiff I have...
What?
That's what I said. The amount of Michigan players...
Wait.
And I'm not even shading on Michigan. Like, good for them for making it to where they got in the past seasons and stuff. But if I'm talking about, like, top 10 lacrosse... More times than not, the word Michigan's not coming out of my mouth. So, like, good for them for, like, making it that high. But you're telling me, Shea Dolce, who is ranked third team All-American right now, who was just voted best in goal. How do you just get voted best in goal and have a national championship ring and still manage to get third team All-American for goalie? Slicer's not even on there, is she?
No.
And again, not knocking all the other ones that were named, but, like, come on, dude. Like, how many more rings does this shit have to get?
For first team, I feel like most of them are pretty valid. Like, Rachel Clark and Emma Lopinski deserve first team.
Absolutely.
Brooklyn Walker Welch deserves it. Sammy White deserves it. Madison Taylor deserves it. That's it.
Yeah, and I have no qualms with the people they named. I have qualms with the people they named low. You know what I mean?
Corey Edmondson on Maryland. She's young, so I feel like second team is a good spot for her. She was the first round in her recruiting class, like first pick. Next. Okay. Yeah, they really...
Right, it's not
Emma
like...
Emma Ward got dogged.
Emma Ward got dogged! Those are the two that stick out to me as to, like, why the hell are they even on third team?
Sam Smith also got dogged.
That's rough. I like her. But yeah, that's unfortunate. And I don't know how these selection processes work. Like, do coaches vote on this? Or is this based off, like, your RPI as well? Or based on placement last season? But again, like, I think Emma Ward consistently gets shafted when it comes to preseason awards. And I just don't get why.
Preseason player and attacker of the year for Madison Taylor is well-deserved.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Delayed lax news, per usual. Actually, this is not even that delayed because these things were just dropped and announced a couple days ago. WLL rosters and the WLL coaches. I just want to know
I just probably wouldn't have picked them.
I just want to know the criteria. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're looking at the PLL coaches right now, all those coaches were from college programs. I just feel like the selection, my issue is that the selection process for the PLL was obviously a lot different for coaches than the WLL. Like, the criteria to be a PLL coach differed for the criteria to be a WLL coach. Did I say that right?
I will say it is their first season. They're probably working it out, and they'll probably end up doing a lot of influx and outflux of
for
coaches.
Sure. But again, we don't know pay because again, every single pro league, anything, pro athlete, pro anything, I can go Google coach's salary, coach's pay, player salary. We don't know their pay. I'm under the understanding it's just one championship series event currently right now, and we don't know the criteria to be selected. I think my biggest thing right now is that, quote, their quote, not mine, we're picking the best people in the world, of world lacrosse, the best people ever to play world, best in the world, best.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
So
I want to see Dana Dobie.
right, that's what I'm saying. But then I want to see people that have also already played pro. Like, this is proving my point from episode 3 or 2 or whatever I said.
They better have been on like the
previous pro league or something like that.
No, remember before even AU Pro was a thing and they
WPLL.
Yes, they better have been on all the teams.
Some type of pro status to begin with. So, like, it's proving my point, saying anybody can just pick and choose a pro, pay them, call them a pro, and now we're pro. Every single league has done it. WPLL did it, AU did it, I did it, and now the WLLs did it. There's no public criteria on why people are selected. But yeah, no, they literally were like, okay, to apply for the WLL, here's a Google Doc, Google form, and you have to advocate
being
yourself.
Like a 26, 27-year-old adult who played
in all the leagues,
from 18 to 22
in all the
college.
Leagues, and you're like, send me your highlight reel. I don't know who you are. And then who is the selection committee?
Paul Rabel.
Texted Paul Rabel. We had like a back and forth text message, like elongated.
Well, that was more of like a question, like Paul Rabel question mark.
Right, but like
just you?
I texted him. It's kind of back and forth for about like 2 or 3 days, and then he's like, "Oh, I can refer you to the people in the WLL that are in charge of playing and blah 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 blah."
So what are you then?
So then, I didn't know what his job was, or he was just shooing me away. Either or. And then I said, yes, I would absolutely love to be connected with whoever is in charge. Left on red.
Just by silence.
Crickets. And then I get the email from another pro who got the email. So like already the application was sent out privately, so it wasn't like a public application type deal. So I had to get the application from someone else that got the application. So the criteria to receive the application was already arbitrary, and now the criteria to be selected, we still don't actually know. So it's just I don't like, it's like, yes, you want to see something grow, but like we're still doing the same stuff.
You guys keep watering the same freaking pot and expecting the same, or like
the same result
flowers to grow.
It's insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over again, thinking that like results are going to change. That's literally what insanity means. Like, this is
reading the same book and expecting the ending to be different.
Yeah, like, so, I don't know, like, again, all those players that were listed, all can play lacrosse. No one's knocking the players themselves. Like, they're all credited, respected, great players, did well in their careers. I'm just talking about the specific selection process when we're constantly talking about picking the best of the best. And now we're picking up people that never even played pro before, shooing off people who have played pro before. And then...
Can you give me some examples?
Okay, Kate DeVere.
Okay.
Content, great, amazing content. Content for AU, content for the PLL. Mm-hmm. Now it's playing for the WLL. Great player, nothing against her. But now we're, again, like, how do we know?
It also would have been so easy for her to play for AU, so why didn't that happen?
So, like, that's one. We got Rachel Hall. Didn't play for AU at all. So, like, I'm just listing at, like, goalies. But then you have Megan Whittle, who played in the WPLL, didn't get asked for AU, and now she's asked for the WL.
California Palms. What? Wait, no, you're lying.
Keep going.
New York Charge.
Hold on. That's the biggest difference between the PLL and the WLL is that, like, or at least pro women's lacrosse and pro men's lacrosse, is that we are so catty. I mean, the men's is pretty catty, like, we're pretty soft, but, like, the women are so catty. And, like, if you aren't friends with somebody or you aren't in that clique, like, you just won't get in. You won't get in.
These rosters are pretty stacked. I just want to know
the selection process.
Yeah.
Again, no shade on these players whatsoever. but the advertisement and
Too
marketing.
early to call like a winner.
A winner? Who knows?
I feel like New York and Maryland.
I don't know, dude. It's sixes. They're like all attackers on these teams.
I forgot about
There's like all attackers and like 2 defenders.
Each team's got 2 goalies.
2 goalies.
Why does New York only have 1 true defender?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's no
This one has 3.
there's no specialty
This one's got
position
2. This
situation.
one's got 3 and that one has 1. 1 defender and only 3 middies. So, yeah, I understand everyone can play defense. Like, I mean, you should be able to play defense, but why the reasoning behind only 4 defenders?
The sixes situation, bro. They gotta score. And right now in our women's game, not a lot of defenders are scoring. We had a little run for a minute. A little defensive middies train. But it's not like the long poles in men where we like encourage defenders to score. And there's no long poles in sixes for men, right? I don't think so.
No.
So
It's like box, no poles.
yeah, so that's basically like where my biggest situation. It's not that I'm butthurt I'm not playing, because I know people are going to come down my throat for even bringing this topic up. It's more so that like nothing is clear, concrete, precise, consistent. Everything is completely arbitrary and subjective. And like, in order to grow a sport, which is what all of our goals are, all of our goals is to grow the sport. My goal is to grow the sport. Paul's goal is to grow the sport. Charlotte's goal is to grow the sport. We all technically have the same goal. We just have very, very different ways on how to grow it. And like, personally, I think if we're going to advertise pro to young girls, it needs to be something obtainable and has some type of measurement behind it. And we have zero of that.
Like, you guys, well, it needs to be more of like that anyone can achieve it.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity does not mean equal outcome. That's not the case. But like, even for NFL Combine, I can be at a D3 school and still have the stats to have me qualify for the Combine.
We talked about this a little bit. We should have a lacrosse combine.
Oh yeah, I brought that up. I want a lacrosse combine. I mean, they've been trying to do like lacrosse combines for a minute, but like, I don't think we utilize the numbers as much.
Are we going to have a lacrosse Olympic trials? I'm serious.
Like, how do you get on the Olympic team? Like, if I'm looking at soccer, I think it's invite for them. You're
like
invited to try it. Yeah.
Like you need to
qualify. How do we qualify for
and
lacrosse?
You need to have alternates, and like alternates are only going like
if they
yes,
qualify.
You go, but like you're not suiting up. Like you're an alternate. You wear your little jumpsuit. You have your Leo underneath, but that's in, and you're not hoping that your teammate gets hurt. But like you're not going unless you're not playing and performing unless your teammate gets hurt.
But even for like USA tryouts, like even when I was there, I showed up and you already knew who the team was.
Yeah.
Like you already knew how the coaches were interacting with certain players. You already knew.
Favorites will never go away.
Not even favorites. It's just like the team was already selected before we went to tryouts. And then we go to tryouts. It doesn't matter how great you played, because I can tell you there are people that not have a day that day and still made the team. And I think tryouts is that you have to show up when it
and be your best,
at the tryout, regardless.
You could have not an amateur, but like a pretty average player that has a baller game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a baller player that just
is
not having a great game.
Yeah, and
that's totally fine, because even like when I was a senior in college, I would always say, like, let your teammates have their wins. If you're not having a good game, that means your teammate's having a good game. And don't feel like shit because, oh, I'm not doing great. Like,
no.
Okay, well, your teammate is. So give them their claps and
call it a day.
You have a whole season ahead of you.
No, and the crazy thing for U.S. tryouts, when I went, it was like, 21? I went, and, girl, like, the vets called me after and gave me my flowers. They're like, dude, you killed it. Like, you had my number today. It'd be crazy if, like, you didn't make the next one. Blah, 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 blah. I'm over here, Brick Wall Benson with U.S. Lacrosse, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, you interview the 2 people of color there, and both people of color don't make it, but you have 2 big articles about it that they're at the tryout, and we're over here making lacrosse great. Okay, so then make lacrosse great. And then on top of that, you would think after tryouts there would be feedback or like review or like someone's telling you didn't make it or whatever.
Like with,
silence.
Like I will say, when I watched the DCC documentary about the Dallas Cowboys, and like, you know, you're getting to the nitty gritty, and the girls are like, you have 2 more girls you need to cut from a team of 38. They sit them down, they give them their flowers, and they tell them, it's just not for this year. We want you to come back.
I didn't even get that. I got nothing. Silence, crickets. No.
You got to sandwich compliments. You got to start with a good, middle bad, end with a good.
That's what we tell our kids. Sandwich method all day. No, I think it's just across the board at elite lacrosse is that a lot of things are just arbitrary with no real rhyme or reason. Like, again, do I think a lot of these players are great? No, do I think a lot of players actually deserve a spot? Sure. Do I think a lot of players can keep up at this level? Absolutely. Do I think the selection process makes sense? Like, could you explain it to a 5-year-old?
Probably
not.
You could. Oh no, you can't explain it to a 5-year-old because there's nothing to say.
There's nothing to explain.
Another thing, if you can't put it in writing, there's nothing to talk about.
Ooh. If you can't put it in writing, it's probably not that important. So if you can't put the selection process in writing, if you can't put salaries open to the public in writing, shares and holders and stakes and stocks and whatever out in the open.
Who's writing their checks?
Who's writing the check? I mean, I guess they do have investors, like they post that. But they're all private investors. Like, you can't buy lacrosse stock.
What, 2-3 years until they run them dry?
Yeah, I mean, typical stuff. I just don't know how this is making money. Like, how does this make? How does this?
Just wait and see.
They're hitting up all these coaches to like sell tickets. I just got my phone was blowing up all weekend. They're like, can they stop hitting me up for these tickets? So
it's like a telemarketer. It's like, lose my number.
Well, their marketing is legit. I'm not even gonna front for the PLL. They can sit here and market. They do content creation. It's crazy.
Well, they're lucky they have a men's program.
I will say I'm pretty tired of watching the same 5 people for the highlights. You know, like who is?
But they're pros. But they should be making highlights. Like,
the fact that I had to make my own highlight. I sent AU's highlight. Like, here you go, bro.
Might as well. You made it for me.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not paying someone to make a highlight reel for me to submit. For you to tell me.
I'm back in my recruiting.
Yeah, like what do you mean I have to go show you what I've already done that's been on ESPN?
And it's in writing.
But in conclusion, Chiefs all the way. Chiefs all the way. Oil change is being done as we speak.
Rankings don't mean anything.
Rankings mean nothing unless it's postseason, maybe.
Yeah, postseason rankings do mean something.
American, Emma Ward, and Shea Dolce got shafted. And then
now I'm excited because they're going to prove to us why they...
Yeah, make me eat my words, girl. Hopefully Syracuse makes it. Wishful thinking, per usual. Finally, last but not least, WLL roster teams and coach selections.
I'm so gagged about that one.
I'm very gagged, but no shade on like the people. The people are great players.
The rosters are stacked.
Yeah, like they're all great players.
Are stacked.
It's just the selection process. I just have so many questions on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Anywho, this brought to you by absolutely nobody other than myself. If you want to support this podcast, please buy some Dear Lacrosse gear. That's the best way to support. Yeah. Other than that, this is episode 7. And, good work, kiddo.
This was fun.
We had a time. Peace.